I've been where you are. My name is Vanessa Bogenholm, and I am the most unathletic person you will ever meet. I grew up embarrassingly poor. I spent most of my childhood years in a single-wide mobile home with my fat father. My father had that big belly hanging over his belt, the kind of hard, visceral fat belly commonly referred to as beer belly, so he couldn't see his shoes. My father smoked lark-long cigarettes that stained not just his teeth, but the kitchen ceiling yellow. He drank heavily every day cheap Lucky Store brand vodka or Lucky Lager beer. My father couldn't keep a job over 2 months because he always thought he was smarter than his bosses. My mother went to her federal employee job Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., figuring out how much overtime she could accumulate when the government needed real work to be done. She ordered helicopter parts for the National Guard, so wars were good for her vacation pay. My mother looked out the kitchen window at home, ignoring what was happening in our own home with her own family. Starting at 14, my brother was an on-again, off-again convict, imprisoned for selling drugs, robbery, pimping, or violence, or sometimes all of those crimes rolled together. Eventually, my brother did long prison stints for armed robbery and murder. My sister got out of the house right at 16 years old to go to college and moved away from the chaos that was our home. I don't blame her. She had to get out to save herself. Alone as a child, I read about life in library books and sought comfort from my dogs, my ever-loving and great lifelong companions. Children are cruel, but their meanness moved me in the right direction. As twisted as it is, I am grateful for their honesty. When I was 10 years old, I attended a small Catholic grade school in Santa Maria, California. I was the new kid at the school, with 28 students in the class. My parents had moved us to Santa Maria from the Los Angeles area after my father had used a shotgun to blow up our front porch in Lakewood, California, when 2 guys came looking for my brother. My brother had recently been arrested and was in jail. The guys wanted money my brother owed them from a drug deal. My father shot at them with a shotgun, so the men left in a hurry. He missed them but damaged our front porch. No one called the police. I guess in our neighborhood, gunshots were common. The next day after the shooting, I showed my dad the drawer full of torn-up cigarettes in my brother's room. It was marijuana, but I had no idea. After seeing this, my father felt we, my mother, him, and me, needed a fresh start in a small town. He literally chose Santa Maria off a AAA map laid out on the kitchen table that evening after dinner. We moved from Lakewood to Santa Maria within 2 months. One of those months we spent living in a dive motel where I played in the dumpster on crushed cardboard boxes. I thought living in the motel was fun. I didn't care about moving. I didn't have any friends or activities I was leaving behind in Los Angeles. At lunchtime on a Thursday at St. Mary's grade school, I can still remember even what day of the week it was, I unpacked the lunch my mother had made for me. My mother always packed a frozen cola in my lunch, wrapped in aluminum foil to keep it cold until lunchtime. I had been at this new school in this new town for about a month. The popular girl with boobs, remember we were in 5th grade, so all of us were 10 or 11 years old, and pretty shiny hair said to me, "You know, drinking a Coke every day is bad for you. That's why you're fat." I didn't speak back to her. I kept my head down and stared at my lunch. I didn't know I was fat, honestly. No one had ever told me that I was fat. I just thought I was the big girl, big-boned or whatever, big for my age. That was why girls' clothes didn't fit me, why I had to shop in the boys' section for size 18 husky jeans from Montgomery Ward's and Sears. Then another pretty popular girl said to me, "You can eat your lunch with us, but you can't play with us." She giggled and turned to the other 5 girls to share the joke with them. That statement will forever be burned into my brain. I got up from the school bench next to the chain-link fence and threw away my lunch. I went down and sat on the cement walkway by the bathrooms, down a hallway away from the other kids. No one followed me. No fellow students, not the adult playground monitor. No one cared about the fat new girl.